Hey there, welcome to Rose. In this video, we'll be looking at how you can create an automated finance tracker in Notion using Rose. Let's dive right in. I'm going to go ahead and hide our sidebar here. The first thing I'm going to do is click on our data actions panel here, search for bank. And at this point in time, Rose connects to over 12,000 different bank accounts across the US and the EU. And we've been able to add two actions. One is to get balance and the other to get transactions. In this case, I'm going to go ahead and click on get transactions from your bank account. To be able to see the different bank accounts you've already connected, you can do so from this drop down here. You can even add new bank accounts from here. I'm going to select the N26 bank account like so. In case you have more than one account in the same bank, you can see those accounts from this drop down here under set account. I'm going to leave it to main account. You can even set a date range to indicate from when you want the transaction to be pulled in. For now, I'm going to just leave it to the last 30 days. Once you're happy with this configuration, you can then click on the create data table here, give it a couple seconds, and you should see the data table show up on the left like so. Next, I'm going to go ahead and set up an automation such that every day the transactions are pulled automatically and added one below another. To do this, I'm going to toggle this option on. And by default, you'd see that we have set the data refresh mode to log the data based on transaction ID, which means new transaction ID would have a new row. Now let's look at the different data points that we've received from the integration. There's transaction ID, date, amount, and a bunch of other details as well. The integration also provides a whole bunch of different categories that you can make use of or create your own set of categories using our OpenAI function. For now, I'm going to go ahead and delete some of these columns that are not needed, like the currency. I wouldn't also need all these other different columns for now and just leave it as is. Next, let's look at our Notion database. I've already set it up with similar headers and the number of columns as we have on our rows table here. Next, let's see how we can push this data from Rows to Notion. The first thing I'm going to do is go ahead and copy the link to this view from our Notion database. On Rows, come back here, click on this plus icon, set formula, and here I'm going to name it as send to Notion. For the formula, I'm going to type Notion, and we'll have this option to add database page underscore Notion. Click that. The database in this case is the URL that we just copied. I'm going to leave it as is. And next we'll have to add the property value pair for each of these data points that we have on the left. So let's do that. I'm going to put a comma. The name of the property in this case is A1. I'm going to go ahead and lock these references. You'll see that there are these dollar signs that show up based on the shortcut key function F4 in my case. And then say comma, the actual value, which is sitting in cell A2. I'm going to repeat this process across all the different data points as well. Very quickly. Let's do that. This next is the name. I'm going to lock that reference. Do that again here. Set up the merchant name. That would be like so. And finally, the payment channel. We'll lock this reference and F2. I'm going to go ahead and close the bracket there and then hit save all changes. Give it a couple seconds and you should see the data being pushed from Rows, and simultaneously on your Notion database, you'll be able to see all the transaction. Once you have this, you can then continue to build your report inside Notion, create charts, categorize it the way you want it, and so much more. I hope this video helps, and thanks for watching.